Hello, Daryl Lejean here. It is Thursday night, before midnight. Can you imagine? I got here before midnight tonight. It's Thursday night, February the 23rd, and I'd like to do an old Upward People number for you at this time. It's called Which Way America, and it was actually written the year before the International Sing Out 65 was started. Sing Out 65 began in Mackinac, Michigan, Mackinac Island, Michigan, in the summer of 1965, and spread across the globe very quickly. And Basile, Louisiana, where I'm from, began our own little sing out a few years later, 1967. And I first heard Which Way America by the Basile Sing Out being performed on Channel 7, KPLC in Lake Charles, Louisiana, on a show hosted by Lee Jano. It was the Lee Jano Show, a daily talk show held in Lake Charles, which sometimes featured local entertainment. And the Basile Sing Out was there to perform, actually its second ever show, if I'm not mistaken. Actually third. They first did a show for CCD parents at the end of the catechetical school year, and that was supposed to be it. But it was so well received that there was a community concert so that everybody in town could see the group perform. And then that was supposed to be it. Then somehow they appeared on Channel 7 on the Lee Jano show. And I was in the second grade in Mrs. Mabel Reed's class. Mrs. Reed lived right across the street from the school in a big turn-of-the-century two-story home, probably one of the oldest homes in Basile at the time. It no longer exists, unfortunately. It was destroyed in a fire, many years ago. Anyway, I keep getting off the subject. Mrs. Reed took our second grade class across the street to her house so we could watch the Sing Out perform on Lee Jano. In those days, we could very rarely catch Channel 7 in Lake Charles. We had those antennas, and you had to move the antenna around, and the air had to, the atmosphere had to be just right, and the wind blowing in a certain direction and so forth, in order to catch the Lake Charles station. Usually we could only catch Lafayette stations. But we did manage to hear them. We could not see them. We were so disappointed. I can still remember sitting around the television in Mrs. Reed's home, and we could hear this song I'm about to play, Which Way America. The solo was sung by Edwin Fruget, who was a senior at Basile High that year. In fact, not long after this show on Channel 7, he graduated from Basile High as the valedictorian. And he went on to have a very illustrious musical career. Just recently, he and his brother Gerald sold the long-established business known as Lake Charles Music. Lake Charles Music still exists, but it has been sold to a larger operation, Lafayette Music. But they did much more than just own a music store. In fact, Edwin, who sang Which Way America and the Upward People solo, I might mention, he also served as the first Basile Sing Out pianist. He played piano and had learned to play the piano from his blind father. His father was a blind piano tuner in Basile, and that's how he made his living, tuning pianos and selling used and new pianos, mostly used. And he learned to read music by learning to read it in Braille through his father. And that's how he became a pianist with the Basile Sing Out, and then went on to UL I don't think he played in any band in UL, but he had what was very popular at the time, little combos, little rock and roll groups that played. And he and his band played at some swine festivals in the early years of the swine festival. But let me tell you something else about Edwin before I sing this song that I first heard him sing. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Edwin Fruget graduated Basel High School in 1967, the first pianist for the Basel Sing Out, sang Which Way America, sang Up With People in the Sing Out group. Has this on his resume now. Co-producer, arranger, writer, and engineer for the soundtracks to Rocky IV in 1985, The Transformers, the movie, 1986, and How to Love a Geek, 2017. Edwin Fruget, Basel, Louisiana, has those credentials on his resume. We honored him way back in the 90s as the king of the Louisiana Swine Festival in Basel for his musical accomplishments. And we honored him and Sister Louisa, who was the first director of the Basel Sing Out. So we honored them together. She was the parade grand marshal, and he was the king of the festival, I think in 1990. I'm not sure about that year, but something like that. I got way off the subject, but I really wanted to give props to Edwin Fruget. I'm gonna have to make sure I send this to him and his brother Gerald. This is Which Way America. Which way America? Which way America? Which way America? Which way to go? This is my country and I want to know which way America is going to go. There are many a road to travel, many a hill to climb. I'm gonna find the straightest road, walking till the end of time. Which way America? Which way America? Which way America? Which way to go? This is my country and I want to know which way America is going to go. There are many a storm before us, many a choice to make. I'm gonna ask the Lord above to show me the road to take. Which way America? Which way America? Which way America? Which way to go? This is my country and I want to know which way America is going to go. Which way America is going to go. I might also mention I remember Corky Corkins singing the solo to this song, and when I was the director, Raymond Caesar did the solo for Which Way America. I hope you liked it. And my new positioning, I changed the placement of my computer. Let me know if you think this is better. I didn't like my profile the other way. I think I look a little better straight on. Maybe not. Anyway, I'm just trying different things. Tell me what you think. Bye-bye. I'm having trouble turning off my computer. Let me try again. Here we go.